We've had dozens, probably hundreds of our subscribers that have went to him and they've been super happy. This antenna, we've had this for several years. It's not gonna be the same exact setup. I know somebody's gonna remark, well, it's not the same setup. If it's really important for you to have internet, you have to have different tools on board. Hey everyone, Izzy from Endless RVing. We have a sort of DIY testing video, real world testing of our RV internet. Now we've done many videos on RV internet. It's a technology that's always changing. So we try to do a video at least once a year, sometimes twice a year. We'll link our latest video up above. But if you've watched that video, or if you haven't, we do have an onboard router that we keep on our motorhome, which is what we use for our internet. We stream everything. We also use it to download videos, upload videos, and all the different uses that you would use your internet at home for. We have a setup on our motorhome for that. Important component of that setup is the external antenna. Now we do have a permanently mounted external antenna on our motorhome. It's a Panorama Mako 5G antenna. We've had that antenna for several years, and the reason why we like it is because it's an omnidirectional, meaning it gets from all directions. It's permanently mounted, and for probably 90% of the times we're out there, it is excellent. However, we do carry another antenna with us. We would just send another antenna to test out by Chester Mobile Repair up in Chester, New York, which is where we get our routers from. So Alfredo up there is really good with this stuff. He always has the latest and greatest, and he did send us this antenna out to try out. So we figured we would do a video because what you want to know are the speeds. So we're gonna test every one out. The Mako antenna, the Belgian Shepherd, which was the one that was sent by Chester Mobile Repair, and then our 4 antenna directional yagi antenna, which we've showed in other videos. We're gonna hook the router up to each one, and then we're gonna give real speed so you can see, will this work for me? This does not work for me. Before we get started, guys, a quick reminder, a lot of our subscribers have been unknowingly unsubscribed, so please take a second, go back and make sure that you are subscribed, notification bells on, so when we put out more videos like this, you'll get notified. Now you may say to yourself, well, I have a router, or I have antennas that come with it. It will work with the external antennas that it comes with, or a lot of them have internal antennas. It's just not gonna work as well. We're gonna demonstrate that. So this is, again, router we have, the Chester Cheetah up from Chester Tech Repair in Chester, New York. Now, these are the cellular antennas right here. These are the Wi-Fi antennas. And if this was in an open area in the motorhome, like if we had it by the window or somewhere else, they'd probably work better. But we have it up in the cabinet, nice and clean, and we have it connected to our Nest camera here. So let's do a quick speed test, because this is stock, and then we're going to do the different antennas. Let's do a quick speed test. Let me pull up my speed test app. And let's see what we get here. We have 2 bars. AT&T is really the best one in the area that we have, and you can see what the speeds are. Now I promise you, if I took that out of the cabinet, placed it somewhere else in this motorhome, placed it outside, it would be much better. The issue is you're in a motorhome, and even if I placed it by a window or somewhere else, there's still signal. You have glass, insulation, aluminum, fiberglass, all that stuff that it has to fight through. So there are the speeds, guys. We got 2.64 down and 0.76 up. That's really bad. That's almost not usable. Maybe check email. You're not going to stream with any of that. We're going to connect first to what we currently have on board that we use all the time. That's going to be the Panorama antenna. So we're on top of the roof now. Let's talk about the first antenna, our go-to antenna, the one we use 99.9% of the time. It's going to be our Panorama Mako 5G antenna. Now this antenna we paid for. We've had this for several years, not that that matters or not. The reason why I looked up this antenna, it just got really good reviews and it's tried and true. Just showing you where the antenna sits. It's permanently mounted on our roof. There's a hole in here where we had solar prep, or I think actually solar prep or satellite prep, I'm not sure. But the wires run directly in through some conduit into our cabinet that is inside the motorhome. So we'll go inside the motorhome, show you those wires and how they're hooked up to our router. So we're inside the motorhome. We just want to show you how those wires run down. If you're new, you haven't watched that other video. So I'm just gonna flip it around. So you remember I showed you up top, we have the Panorama antenna. This is where the wires run through. Again, there's conduit, there's a pre-drilled hole with conduit from the factory. So you could see the 4 cables coming in, and then they attach to the back of the router here. And kind of, I guess, try to quickly show you. They go into the back. Normally you would have antennas here like these, and they would just be what would be used to receive the cellular signal. Obviously, if you look, you'd be limited because we're in a cabinet. We're surrounded by wood and aluminum and other things. So when you put that antenna higher, it's going to reach out further. You can get a better signal. You can get improvement. So what we're going to do, that's the first one. We're currently at home. We have 1 to 2 bars of AT&T. Verizon's bad here. T-Mobile's non-existent, really. AT&T is the only one that really works. We're going to run a speed test on this setup. What I'll do is I'll take that antenna, I'll put it up top, mount it, run the wires either through the window or maybe just bring the router up above, test that out with the speeds. We'll run each one twice, and then we're going to connect the Yagi, which should theoretically be the best one. We're going to run speeds on that twice, and then you can make your decision from there. So as you can see, we are connected to our AT&T. We have 2 bars, it looks like. We do have full signal on the Wi-Fi, but of course we're right next to the router. So we're going to hit go. We're using speed test, and this is going to take a couple seconds. Very good ping. You can see the download speed there. We're exceeding 76. Again, 2 bars, guys. When we have 4 or 5 bars, we can be well over 200. And then we'll give you the final number. So we're 77.1 down, 5.16 up. That's with the Panorama Mako Omnidirectional 5G antenna that I just showed you on the roof. All right, let's move on to our next setup. We're going to be trying the Belgian Shepherd, the Parsec Belgian Shepherd. Again, this was sent to us by Alfredo up in Chester Mobile Tech Repair. We'll give the prices of all these items at the end of the video. So this is a little bit different. It's not going to be the same exact setup. I know somebody's going to remark, well, it's not the same setup, but let's show you what we did here. So as you can see, we have, again, our Mako permanently mounted. To try to replicate this setup, what I did was, I'm not going to permanently mount because I will have to remove a bunch of things. So I just mounted the Belgian Shepherd on a box. So it's screwed in. It's slightly higher than the Mako, so it should be a little bit of advantage, probably not much, but if it was going to be roof mounted, it would be a lower profile. I then ran the cabling far enough to try to mimic the distance that we would have on the permanently mounted antenna, like running it through that conduit. So you can see over here, it just kind of runs down the full length. We set up the router on the roof here, so we're close to it, and then it's just plugged into a power station, so it's all up and ready to go. So again, here we are. Hopefully you can see with the reflection, we are connected to AT&T. So let's try and do a speed test, and we'll give it to you live. We got about, well, we do have 2 bars on there. It's popping a little bit. We're over 70 on the down. Kind of similar to what we had on the Mako, 70.6 down. I think the Mako is a little bit more. The upload is definitely less. We're around 2.6 on the upload. Now it's around 1. So 1.48 on that. So that's 70.6 down, 1.48 up. That's with the Parsec, I don't know how you say it, with the Parsec Belgian Shepherd. Now do keep in mind, in between us hooking up to each antenna, we did reboot the router. So it's not like it was running, it's been unplugged, rebooted to try to make it equal playing field for every antenna. All right, let's go for our last setup, guys. This is going to be the Yagi directional antennas. Now there's advantages and disadvantages to this type of setup. A couple of advantages, theoretically, you're supposed to get the best speeds with it. Some theoretically, it's up and down. We've tested these before. Sometimes the speeds are greatly increased, sometimes they're not. If there's a lot of interference, it kind of throws it off. Interference, I mean landscape, leaves on the trees, you know, rocks, terrain, that can really throw these off. Some of the disadvantages, just what I said, terrain is a big difference. You have to point it, but also if you look at this thing is huge. You have to put it on up high on a post. You have to get out and point it to the direction of your nearest cell tower. But when they work really well. They don't work, not so much. And they can be a bit pricey. Like I said, we'll talk about how much these things cost us a little bit later in the video. But anyway, this is set up. You can see I have it set up here, pointing in what I believe is the best direction. But you can see I have a little bit of the home interference here. I have a bunch of rocks, trees. The towers is kind of, I know exactly where it's at. It's probably a mile and a half that way. So we're gonna try it, guys. We have the cables run. We have our router set up over here. So let's give this a turn. So we're really close to the router. Again, I apologize for any reflections. Again, we have 2 bars. So I'm gonna hit go, see what this does. It's connecting. Now the ping speed, very fast. We are about 55, 56, 58. That's on the down. We'll see what the up is. So the up is a little bit better. We're at 6. Yeah, it's around 5.5 to 6. We'll see where it ends. And it drops. So 58.2 down, 4.73 up. Not what you would expect, but kind of what I expected, because again, these type of antennas need a clear shot of the tower. That's the disadvantage of something like this. Now, there was no trees around here, and I could see that tower and just have a clear shot. I strongly believe this would have done much better. But there's a lot of areas where the omnidirectional antenna has an advantage because it gets the signal from everywhere. So if signals are bouncing, it's gonna get that. That directional antenna has to be pointed. If I turn that 180 degrees the other way, the speeds would have been terrible. Advantages and disadvantages to each one. So there are the results, guys. So overall, the best performance in this location, and I'm going to really stress it's location dependent, because if we're in an open field, pretty confident the directional yagi would have been the best. If it's really important for you to have internet, you have to have different tools on board. Now, we didn't talk about Starlink because we don't have Starlink. That's another tool. Starlink probably would have worked really well here. We had a clear shot of the sky, but if you're at campgrounds with a lot of overhang, Starlink may not work as well. We'll probably have Starlink when we go more most time, just to have that additional layer, because internet, again, is really important to us. Having a YouTube channel, extremely important. So overall, let's talk about the performance and the price. So the best performance, as you can see, was the Panorama Mako antenna. Now that is like a 3-year-old antenna, and I'm sure there's updates to it which are better, but that antenna currently on Amazon is priced at $381. $381 on that one. Now coming in at a very, very close second place was the Parsec Belgian Shepherd. Now this is not the top of the line Parsec antenna, but the price point. So Alfredo has this antenna currently priced at $150. That's pretty good. That's a half, well, more than half the price of the Panorama. The performance was right there, really close. It performed really well. If I was gonna choose any one of them, if I was buying, if I want just, I'm on a budget, I would choose that one. If I went all out, then I'd probably just spend the all-out money and get the best out there. Coming in third would be those Yagi antennas. Now, we have this, guys, because internet's really important to us and we don't use it that much. Once we went with the permanently mounted antenna that we have, that Panorama antenna, we've rarely used that directional antenna because there's a couple reasons why. Number one, you saw the size of it. I spoke about it earlier. Number two, just transporting it, it's annoying. Putting it up, you have to have somebody hand it to you. You have to run all those cables. You got to now point, fine tune everything because it just won't work well. And then the biggest one is that when you're going down the road, you can't have that mounted. So if you're going down the road and you don't have another antenna, now you're dependent on the paddle antennas, which I showed you at the beginning of this video, which are terrible. Really, the best mix is going to be that permanent omnidirectional antenna. In our opinion, that's the best mix. Bang for the buck, overall performance. The questions would be, which antenna do you choose? Now, there's many different antennas out there, and you can certainly do your research. We just wanted to give you a few different antennas. Now, regarding the price of a setup like we have with the Yagi antennas, 5gstore.com, really well known. Similar antennas are about $104 each. Remember, you have 4. So 4 antennas. You also got to get the cabling. You got to cut the PVC pipe. You have to get a flag mount to put it on. So you're talking probably $600, $650, $700. Again, bang for the buck. That permanently mounted directional antenna, high quality one, is going to give you the best performance in most situations. Not in all situations, in most situations. Finally, this is all new to you and you have questions regarding our router setup or different router setup, because our setup might not be right for you. You might need something better. You want something that's just not as good. It's just enough for you for your needs and you don't want to spend this much money. But we'll put the link down below to Chester Repair. Alfredo's great up there. We've had dozens, probably hundreds of our subscribers that have went to him and they've been super happy. Also, if you use the discount code EndlessRVing, you get $25 off any one of your router purchases. In the comments below, guys, let us know, what is your internet setup? What did you think was going to happen when we did these tests? Were you thrown off, or did you expect it? Did I do something wrong? So I'm sure somebody will say something in the comments. If you like videos like this, guys, to the left of us, we'll put our RV Essential Upgrades playlist. We'll put our RV Newbies playlist. And for myself and MJ, who's not here, she's out training dogs. It's a journey of a lifetime, and we'll see you on the road.